Okay, Brother Chris, I know we both have really busy schedules, so I'm going to try to outline this to you in a quick video. Some of the problems that I'm seeing. Hopefully, if I share my screen here, I do this right and it'll work. Um, Anyhow, so when I am in the reading discussion, so if I'm in this main page, which shows all of my events that are coming up, if you look at what is due for October 3rd and 4th. So we've got this reading discussion that's due here, and then we also have a reading discussion that's due, where is it? Here. So these two, this one and this one, right? So this one's due on the 3rd. This one shows like it's due on the 3rd as well. Both are LO3, and then you've got this LO4, which is also due. So it kind of is a little bit confusing. Here's the kicker. When you click on this reading discussion due 3 and then you click on the reading discussion here, it goes into the group 5 and it says, well done, you've contributed to this discussion. But when you click on it, there's no data. So I'm a little confused as to why it says that, because I know that I did that last week. So I'm not sure what happened to my data. And then if you look at computer, if you look at the reading discussions due, the one that's on the 3rd, if you click on this one and complete your readings, it'll bring you to this page and it'll say the reading assignment schedule, and then it takes you to the actual link, and it's due by today, Monday. However, if I go back to the reading discussion board, come on, and I do that same thing, reading discussions due, which looks like this one, which looks like this one, and I'm on this one. I go into that same type of setting and I come onto this. There's no link, if you'll notice. With the last one, it had the link to the LO3. This one has no link. So it's like, where do I put that? So it's really kind of confusing. You have to actually, usually with the discussion boards, is you would tell you like what the questions are here. And then when you click on the actual link, it would tell you, hey, in this discussion board, for example, if I go to LO3, sorry, my computer's kind of being a little slow. If I go to LO3, where is it? LO3 here, due. Like right here is where you would think that the question would be, up here in this thread that says, for set 1 for group 5, you're answering these questions versus having to go into the content part, go back to the original instructions and pull it down there. So anyhow, I'm a little confused because it looks like I did 3. It's well done, you've contributed to this discussion, but yet it's not there. And then again, this just a recommendation that we actually put the questions here so that when people are writing, they know exactly what questions we should be asking versus going back to the content, going to the instructions, and then going and finding which group we're supposed to be doing. It makes it a lot easier, and it's a little bit confusing. The other thing that's real confusing about this week is we have the LO4 where we talk about, let's see here, open, which one was it? Come on. Prep for lesson 4. So this came out on October 3rd, right? If I click on this and then I click on prep for lesson 4, it says next week's case study. Well, next week is actually this week. So this is confusing because we're not doing the write-up this week or next week. We're doing that this week. This is the one where we're doing the alternate environmental thing where we've got to do the survival. I'm not sure exactly what we're calling it, the survival module, whatever it's called. So that's this week, not next week. So this is kind of confusing. So it makes you think like, oh, next week on lesson 5, we're going to do this, and it's just getting you prepared. So this is a little bit confusing because it says next week. And then last but not least, I'm not sure what happened here. I'm sorry, my computer's all slow. The the case study write-up for the Derby Griffin Foods, it says the availability ends on October 3rd. So if I click on this, right, when I click on case study write-up for, this is basically telling me what it is. This looks like I didn't submit um, the information, and I'm confused because it says October 3rd, 10:59, and it says submit, but yet I know I've submitted this for the Mary Derby Griffin Foods, because if you go to my email, I got confirmation email here that I submitted the case study write-up for Mary Derby Foods was successful, and that was submitted on September 27th. So it's popping up like I didn't submit this. It's just really frustrating as a student to kind of go through all of this stuff and know that you've submitted stuff and it's not in there, and then having stuff like this pop up, really it's difficult to try to figure out what I've done versus what I haven't, and I'm really particular about due dates because I don't want to miss any of them. And for whatever reason, the class just kind of almost like it keeps resetting everything. So anyhow, that's my concern. I just want to make sure, one, you've got my um, my LO3 discussion board information, that you see it on your end. If you can confirm that for me tonight, that would be great. I know I submitted it. I'm not sure what happened to it. And then LO4 is due tomorrow. And then you got my recommendations on what I think we should do as far as listing the questions out in that specific module. So anyhow, that's what I wanted to talk to you tonight. If you could watch this video, it's kind of what I wanted to chat with you about. So hopefully um, that will work for you. And that's all I got. We'll talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye.